But from where I sit, I think the future of film will be more digitally oriented, will be more animations, yeah, because character developments with regards to animation will become an individual thing. All you just need is to have some music and have some audio, mic. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff, you can do it on animation. So basically, I think it is going to be a bit complicated, easier, and also everybody else will now be able to get into this industry, not necessarily going through school. That is a sad point.
My name is Hussein Robert, and this is the Trainshow. Now today, before I had not mentioned the guest that we are having today is Keith Sure. Now Keith Sure is one big man when it comes to film industry. This is the founder of Art of Film Limited, and he's a producer and a director. Having worked with several organizations, starting with UN Habitat. He has worked with while working with the UN Habitat, did almost 15 documentaries across Africa, and he has also worked with Safaricom. That was one advert that I really looked at, and he worked with a number of students. It was fun, the old school type of it, and it was a very interesting ad for the Safaricom. And he has also worked with Omo, he has worked with the KTB, that is the Magical Kenya, Jambo, that was the mantra of that film. He has also worked with Safaricom, produced the first Nikona Safaricom. Now those ads, if you check them out, he was the brain behind it. He has also worked with Blue Band and so on. Mr. Keith, thank you so much for agreeing to have this discussion with you today. You are the producer and director at Art of Film, and this is your brainchild, yeah? Yes. As a manager of this particular film industry or organization, what's your work? What does your work entails as a manager? At the same time, you're the producer, and at the same time, you're the director.
I would say this. I did not envision this I will answer this question from a different perspective. I did not envision myself to be a jack of all trades, which is actually a master of none. That's how they say it in the past. But I started down there. I started learning as a production assistant in production, being able to understand a cable, knowing how to fold it, all the way to a level of being a vision mixer, and finally start directing. And then I ended up picking up producing. What that means is that I understood every department. I even did sound, I did lighting, I did grips, I did art. I was in the art department. I touched every aspect of it, of the departments in film, to be able to understand what every department entails and the challenges it has. And therefore, to be a producer now means that I have carried along all those things and understood what they are, and able to now, when I sit to produce, I'm able to know this department requires this kind of a person and this kind of time. For instance, if I talk to an editor, I'm able to know if it is a TVC for 45 seconds, I know how long, if given music, given every other thing that requires, I know how long it can cost him to cut. And therefore, if that person tells me, oh, it's going to take 2 days, I'm able to say, no, I can't write that on the budget. So basically, my job entails concept development, coming down to script writing, then goes down to budgeting, which now basically is pegged on the script. Then now when it goes below there, I start what you call delegating the roles to individuals, professionals.
Being the director and the founder of Art of Films, how many departments do you have at Art of Films, and Yeah, how many departments?
Basically, the departments are with regards to a production. That's all I can answer, because we always source, we outsource crews. So the crews who we outsource are the ones who develop the departments. So that's why you have the art department, you have the camera department, you have the lighting, you have grips, you have the sound, you have post-production, where we have people like the DITs, the wranglers. So like now the wranglers fall in the Department of Camera, and under the Department of Camera is controlled by Director of Photography. So all these departments, they come alive once you have a production and you hire, you outsource the crews.
About outsourcing the crews, yeah? How do you, because you see now how we are in this country today, we have so many organizations and companies that are doing or are in the field of film world, and they are doing, starting from TVCs and to docus and all that, yeah? How do you retain your staffs?
The way I could answer this is very simple. Our productions in this country are not as a daily affair, and it has periods that of lapses, because once you have produced something, or once you've gone to production on a certain project, you utilize a certain team when you're doing post-production. So the rest of the other teams are not applicable at that time, because like now, once you're on post-production, you do not need the camera department. So they can be able to as well get another job. And then secondly, the principle that we've always applied from the old school is you're as good as your last job. So basically, it is a matter of reference that has been making us hire certain crew members. And also loyalty and how they work as a team. You see, once you work in a certain production, you're able to identify team players. And the next time you're doing a production, you know certain key players are able to work together, and it creates a symphony, and it becomes any other time you have a production, that's the team you bring forth. Currently, right now, is as things have started changing over time, recruitment just still goes back to the same way. The referencing, the people who have used in the past in certain productions, if they are not available, is to now go back. Who did a certain production? Who was the DOP in that production? Who was the camera operator? Who's good in handling this kind of camera in the industry and has done this job, because that's what the camera has used. And then you're able to pick up a new person. What is their body? Is this somebody you can come and meet? And you call them up. You have a sitting with them. You chat, because literally the interview of a technical person or a person in production is very flexible, rigid in the sense that you want somebody to perform.
Yes.
And therefore they must have a reference. They don't necessarily have to come with CVs, the white collar job kind of direction. They come as who they are, how they talk, how they present themselves, how they relate, how they dress. Yeah, you see, those are the things that you look at and you're able to see vis-a-vis what job the person has done, as in what you call the showreel. They present a showreel and you see what they have done. And you also ask the production company that has developed that production whether actually that person worked for them. So it becomes very easy, and it used to be it's a tight-knit kind of industry that people seem to know each other so easily. But right now, currently, because of the abrupt social media platform, you have so many newcomers based on what they have done, and to be able to test them is based on what they have done. Their content. Yes, yes.
Okay. A commercial break, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you.
Ever wondered how it would feel like to run your business without any hitches? Forte Global Solution is an all-in-one solution to your IT and marketing needs. Our services range from website development, application development, digital marketing, corporate branding, and customized client solutions. Msichelewe hata, we have what you need to take your business onto the next level. For more information, visit us at forteglobalsolutions.com or call us on the number provided above.
Thank you so much and welcome to the Trainshow. My name is Hussein and this discussion is just getting started. But we are ending, but we are getting started. As in what I try to mean is that this is a discussion that we cannot end in one particular setting. You are as good as the last job you did. That is your comment. You as Keith and as Atofil, you are not anywhere on social media. How do you get people, how do you scout for job out there if personally and your company and yourself, you are not on social media and you need to see what people have been doing, and for instance we want to hire you or a client wants to get you to do them create some content, TVC or something, but the last production, your good last production is not on media to be seen. How do you get in touch with the clients?
Basically, the aspect of having a blackout on social media was by design. Beginning of next year, things are going to change, and therefore the presence of Atto and Keith will definitely start to be seen. On the question of sourcing for work, being old school, we used to rely on the clients that we have attracted. Because of how you relate with the client, how we relate with the client, the same client will always request my services from time to time. As per now, I think it is critical that a company has to be on social media, because now the platform has changed to become a business, and actually I would say it's now the mainstream of this time. Currently, right now, you use cards. So, because at that time, film was a reel and it was a very long process, I would say that nobody thought that there would be a time when the reel will come to an end and bring forth a digital world. So if it is from technology point of view, film has now completely changed to digital, from analog to digital. Future is, I would say it is quite, from where I sit, what used to be not possible to be done can now be done by a single person.
Okay. Now, I was asking you before this, the challenges that you face while working with the youths in the film world.
The challenges, number one, is impatience. The film world requires a lot of patience because things are always done in a flow. And then the other challenge is teamwork, because most of them don't seem to integrate with each other, because in production, usually what is very critical is teamwork. Coupled with a few things to do with the timekeeping, which is actually one of the key in my productions. Time is everything for any production. So timekeeping also becomes a big challenge, because they seem to always slack, not to be able to keep, because the hours of waking up and getting to a production set can be as early as 4 a.m., 4:30. So that creates a very big problem. Just to mention a few others, maybe discipline and because usually the artistic industry has got, or the film industry is more laid back in terms of it's leisure-ish. So most of the young people always assume that since it's leisure-ish and it is fun, it doesn't need to have its seriousness that it requires, and therefore you find there's a lot of laxity and discipline issues just come to fore.
Okay. Quite a number of challenges that you're facing while working with the youth. You've mentioned a number of challenges that you face while working with the youth in film, and are there a way that these challenges can be changed into advantages of working with them?
The past few years I've also been lecturing, and I've lectured in film and worked with them for quite some time to even, I even adapt them to do with the productions that I do, so that I can give them a chance. The challenge that we have in this industry is that we've always recycled what I will say, the same people when it comes to professional levels. And that is one of the things I started to break, because I felt that, yes, it is very important for a producer or director to work with a crew that he or she understands and knows their capabilities, so that he does not think or she does not think about failure in any department. Having said that, when I went into training, I started realizing that for us to be able to transfer the professional knowledge to the youth and also empower them, then you need to adapt them and also give them the chance to be themselves, to be able to be the best they can. And in return, you trust them, you give them the power to handle. So basically, I feel that having the young people around is also a bundle of energy. The interlinks are so easy and flexible, and they are quick in terms of coming up with solutions which are current-based. And therefore, that makes it very easy. As much as I mentioned that those are the setbacks or the challenges that they have, it can always be twisted around. And the most important thing is always to go down to their level. When you understand and get to their level, it becomes so easy to work with them. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Robert. Thank you so much. Follow the show, and please subscribe and hit the like button, so that you can also get that notification button. Get all. Finger your all, then you'll get all the notification. Whenever we upload this important, good, informative content, you get to know and learn. My name is Hussein, and thanks to my guest. I was not doing everything in this show. So, special thanks to the producer. Today, she's the camera person, she's the audio person. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.